What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. We're ready to rock and roll. And I'm here with Jay. What's up, Jay?
It's Monday and it's raining.
It is raining. You said it was a little cold on your morning walk that you take.
Yeah. I had an umbrella. Kind of like it's a little cold rain, man. So
I wish I could have just walked by as Jay's sitting there with an umbrella, just strolling along. Some fucking car hits a puddle, splashes him all over.
Not like
walks typically like.
No, I don't see any puddles in my neighborhood because it's like that annoying rain. Like it's not coming down hard. It's just enough to be annoying.
Just spitting on you a little bit.
Yeah, that's it.
Look, Jay spams me with a bunch of stories before we, like in the day before or the morning of.
I'm trying to help.
He's trying to help. He's trying to come up with good stuff to cover. He's like, I don't want to be the guy who's just laughing.
Yeah.
So he's like, here we go. So he sends me this. And honestly, like, I saw what you sent me, and I'm like, holy shit, this sounds awesome. I bet our chat, who's constantly screaming that I put a bunch of ugly faces in the thumbnail, whatever, I bet they're going to love this because according to the Hollywood Handle, this is the first trailer for Eden. The film follows a group of people who leave society behind to live on an island in the Galapagos, starring Sydney Sweeney, Ana de Armas, Vanessa Kirby, Jude Law, and Daniel Bruhl. I'm like, oh shit, our audience is going to love that. Sydney Sweeney, Ana de Armas, Vanessa Kirby. That sounds awesome. So I'm like, all right, let's watch this trailer.
Das ist Floriana?
Was haben Sie denn erwartet?
Sie müssen Dr. Retter sein. Ihre Geschichte hat uns dazu inspiriert, alles hinter uns zu lassen und neu anzufangen.
It's fucking in German or some shit. I don't even know what that is.
I saw Sydney Sweeney's name in it, and I figured that's what the chat wants. There you go.
Well, I guess we might as well watch the rest of it. We're not going to be able to know what's going on. There's no subtitles, nothing. But this is what Jay wanted to react to this morning. The new trailer for Eden.
Das Leben hier ist grausam. Frustrierend. Scheitern ist unausweichlich.
Die Hacienda Paradiso. Hier werden wir sie errichten.
Sein Stachel kann sie töten.
Was that Sydney? No.
Yeah, that was her.
That was her.
This isn't.
No,
That was.
Alles auf dieser Insel kann sie töten.
Well, we got horses.
Die Verkörperung der Vollkommenheit.
Baroness Eloise Verbon de Wagner-Bousquet.
Wir haben hier die Einsamkeit gesucht und jetzt haben wir diese Familie am Hals.
Unser erstes Gemüse.
Was Sie da geschaffen haben.
Women working hard in the garden.
Im Schmerz finden wir Wahrheit. Und in der Wahrheit
Oh, we got some
Erlösung.
Sie sollen wissen, dass ich es
Ron Howard?
Van Oscar Gewinner.
What is it?
It's by Ron Howard, yeah.
nicht gut heiße, dass Sie versuchen, meinen Nachbarn gegen mich auszuspielen.
Er versucht genauso, mich gegen
Movie
sie
grabbing right
auszuspielen.
there.
Wir haben kein Essen, kein Hotel und kein Zuhause. Du musst mich verlassen.
Und dann gehe ich wohin?
Friedrich, hör auf. So sind wir nicht. Was geschieht noch mit dir?
A little spitting in the face.
Wir jagen, wir kämpfen, wir töten.
Du schlimmer Mann, du.
Ich lasse nicht zu, dass du uns zerstörst.
I don't know what to say.
Wollen Sie mich verarschen?
Ja.
Wir sind eine Familie.
Zeit, sich für eine Seite zu
Like you've never
entscheiden.
seen her.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Ich will, dass Sie meine Insel verlassen.
Das ist nicht Ihre Insel. Es ist meine Insel.
There you go. So, Jay, what'd you think about the trailer?
That's a heck of a cast. Some hot chicks living on an island serving the men. I don't know, man. That sounds like a movie we're all in on, right? It's a feel-good comedy of the year. I saw someone in the chat said that. That's pretty funny. Jerry says, as a German, it looks like ass.
Yeah, so here you go. Group of people leave society behind to live on an island in the Galapagos. Maybe there'll be some tortoises. But
do we really have to understand what the women are saying? I mean, honestly,
I would like to.
Okay.
Personally, I would like to know. But yeah. Maybe I'll check it out again when the English version comes out.
Here's my contribution to Daily.
Yeah, I'm like, look at this, and I see what the tweet says. I'm like, oh, yeah, I've heard about this. The movie is Sydney Sweeney, Anna de Armas, Vanessa Kirby. A lot of attractive chicks might be in this. Yeah, our audience would probably like that. I pull it up. They speak into Deutsch. Like, what the fuck is going on here? So, but thanks, Jay.
Welcome.
I wish I knew what the movie was really about. Looks like Sydney Sweeney and Jude Law fuck a little bit. Looks like Anna de Armas fucking a bunch of other people. Vanessa Kirby feeding a horse. I don't really know what's going on, but it's good.
That's the feel-good comedy of the year. That's hilarious.
It's true.
Yeah, that's it. I guess we'll wait and see.
Well, you also sent me this, though. This is more up our alley. This one's more up our alley. Marlon Wayans announces White Chicks 2 is in the works. Be a Good Morning America.
You didn't like the original White Chicks?
It was fine, yeah. It was fine. It is surprising they're doing a White Chicks 2.
I think they waited too long. Like it's past. I don't know. What are they gonna do? I don't know. Like that's a movie that didn't need a part 2. But for what it's worth, just a dumb comedy. But
I mean, it's funny. I wish we could do a remake, like Black Chicks. You and me could do that one.
I'll pass.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm a terrible actor.
What if Marlon Wayans came in to us? He's like, hey, you guys, I see you on Daily. I think it'd be really funny to do Black Chicks with you guys.
I think I'd rather be in Scary Movie.
That would be fun. I would be down for that.
They are doing another Scary Movie. They said that they're going back to the basics and they're going to do another Scary Movie. Like the first 3 I thought were pretty good. They kind of like, I don't know how many there are out there. Either the first 2 were probably the best ones.
What was the one where they did Signs?
I think that was 3.
It was 3.
That was the last good one that they did.
Yeah.
So, you know.
This is the one with the alien like greets him by putting his finger in his mouth or whatever, and then a little later he's pissing out of it.
Yeah. I mean, those movies were good because they made fun of like pop culture.
Oh yeah, they were hilarious.
So it was like, it's like you make fun of pop culture and like horror films and stuff like that. So and when it gets too far, like, I don't know.
Charlie Sheen finding out that his wife is dead, and he's like, "It's the bottom half still," you know.
There was the white guy that was trying to be Eminem. They were making fun of 8 Mile.
The chick's hat that keeps the sheriff's hat that just keeps getting bigger between every cut. Yeah.
I like the second one because they went to the house and they had the servant with the crippled hand. He was like mixing the mashed potato. And he was always getting into a fight with the guy in the wheelchair. And they were just roasting each other the whole time.
That'd be fun.
He's like, why don't you give us a hand? He goes, I don't know. Why don't you give us a standing ovation? Oh, dude, that's so funny. So anyway.
It'll be great. Maybe it'll be great.
White Chicks 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
They going back.
Shadow's saying you messed up when even Hideo Kojima's confused at your movie.
Oh yeah. Well, it's excellent point that he made. Basically, you have to do homework to try to understand some of it. So
I mean, That's unfortunately the
Grab me by my strong hand.
That's
Sorry. All the quotes are coming in.
That's unfortunately the kind of reality when it comes to the MCU because it is so big, right? So this movie is kind of a sequel to The Incredible Hulk, right? And Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Civil War, and Falcon and Winter Soldier movie. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the case with a lot of this stuff. But yeah, when it comes to things that have been released in theaters versus Disney Plus shows, I do think there's probably a difference in the level of people who think they need to pay attention to whatever it is, which is a double-edged sword because one of the problems with some of the Disney Plus series is that it seems to have no real effect. Like you don't really need to watch them. But if you're investing that much, if you're investing 6 hours to watch this fucking thing, something big should happen. But they know a lot of people aren't going to watch that are watching the movies. So how much can we include that can happen? You know, I would not want to be in the position they're in. The MCU is so fucking bloated at this point.
Having to do homework just to enjoy a film is a stupid premise. Just
especially
like
if the movie sucks.
That and Star Wars is a big thing on that too, where they want you to do your homework so you can fully enjoy things like Galaxy's Edge and maybe Ahsoka, stuff like that. So, you know, they wrote a whole book that they wanted you to read before you visited a theme park. They wanted you to read a book so you understood exactly what was going on there. So you understood the characters that were running around, you know, so you weren't confused. That's what they wanted. They're like, we got a whole book. They were selling it in the theme parks. They're like, buy this book and you'll understand that it's a freaking theme park. You go there to eat popcorn and ride rides. Why do they make it complicated?
I think there needs to be a balance, right? I think there needs to be a balance so that normies aren't confused, right, by everything that's introduced. But at the same time, you do have elements in something that rewards hardcore fans. Yeah. And that's a difficult balance to strike.
Well, like at Galaxy's Edge, there's a couple like spaceships that's crashed. You know, there's like these giant craters that are just randomly there. And they're like, well, we can't tell you what it is. Why don't you buy our book? And we also have a comic book series on Batu so you could better understand what you're looking at when you show up here. It's like, it's stupid. I think it's stupid. Anyway.
The Der Bingle. Theater Bingle. I don't know how to pronounce that. Just finished getting a vasectomy. My nuts hurt. Sorry to hear that. Malikat 63. Remember for 21 months, the weirdest Volkswagen ad I've ever seen.
With Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah. Adrian Kevin, man with two first names, for 50,000 Indonesian rupees. Could you imagine just going to the gas station, Jay, and wanting to get like a Coke or something and having to pay $30,000 for it? That's basically what an Indonesian rupee is. Hello, Ryan and Jay. Greetings from Indonesia. I can't understand a word from that trailer, but I'm in. Hail the 199.
Yeah, there we go. Some people
Anna
like
de
it.
Armas looks fucking hot in it. She looks really hot. Hot in it.
Hot in it, yeah.
Burb shit for Aussie 2. Needs more Skibbity toilet. I like Skibbity toilet, man. Matt Stranger for 10. Hockey Day in America was yesterday, gents. The games were awesome. Alex Ovechkin only 13 away from the all-time goal record. Unbelievable player. I always agree with Jay. Hail the 199.
Thank you.
Ovechkin's almost 40, I think. He's getting up there. But yeah, he's crazy goal scorer.
Think he'll hit it?
Yeah. I mean, this year. Yeah.
Bless you. I thought you were going to sneeze.
No. Kalyoth for 2. Making an Austrian painter relevant again. Maybe that's the point of the movie. Tobias for $10. Wanted to give a shout out to Booming Bob for hanging out with me for a Helldivers 2 modded stream Saturday, along with Naggardnall and even a bit of Sophie as much as she could. Hail the 199 and the GCA. Thanks, Tobias. Hope your stream went well. Calioth for 2. As a Caucasian, I claim cultural appropriation. For what? White girls, white chicks. Andre CR for 5,000. One of these days, my wife and I saw a guy with a similar hand like the butler in Scary Movie 2. We almost died laughing.
I know I would. That's why I can't look at cripples, man. I'll start laughing. It's no disrespect. It's just it reminds me of a movie. That's all.
You can't even look at crippled people?
I mean, I can, but I don't want to you don't want to look at a crippled person and start laughing. It's very rude.
That's pretty messed up.
It's pretty messed. It's pretty messed up.
I just have pretty much straight face, like a resting bitch face wherever I go. So
that's true.
I might glance them. They think I might be mean mugging them, but that's just my normal face. Jay just fucking looks at somebody in a wheelchair, busts out laughing. That's messed up, man.
Listen, a lot of people in like from park hopper and coverage, you understand that most people in these scooters and wheelchairs are probably faking it just so they think they could skip in line. Now, there are people that really need it, and that's, got to take care of those.
It's
people.
not a laughing matter. Shouldn't laugh at those people, Jay.
I'll do better. I'll do better, Senator.
Do better, Senator. CJ for 10. Supplemental material should enhance the movie, but the movie should stand on its own. Star Wars used to do this well, where Darth Plagueis enhances Phantom Menace, but is not required.
That I agree in. I love Darth Plagueis. I read it later, after people kept saying it'll make the Phantom Menace so much better. I was like, sure did.
I don't know if it I'm not sure if it makes the movie itself better, but it provides so much additional context for things that are going on and questions that maybe would come up while you were watching it and things that you were wondering. And it does a really good job of laying so much of that stuff out.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Why I thought it was great.
If you're a prequel fan, Darth Plagueis is where it's at. Tobias Nexus for 10. Also, hopefully we'll be editing next Fireside Chat I did with Red on HFY. Humans, fuck yeah. As a sci-fi genre and why it's different from the usual sci-fi fare. He talks about the 3-body problem. Thanks, Tobias. All right, make sure we're caught up. A Money Wilson. Good thing we have locals to share that SAP button. Yeah, Sydney Sweeney in the Hooters outfit, which, as you said the other day, Jay, that would have prevented them from going bankrupt.
I think so. I think it would have helped, other than that other picture we shared of the trans Hooter people that work there. That would have been quite the thing to see.
Hooters prepares to file for bankruptcy. I drove by Hooters the other day and they had a help wanted sign up there.
Did they?
They did. So
what do you think will happen? Because remember Red Lobster filed for bankruptcy and they thought they were going to shut down all the stores and all of a sudden they made a roaring comeback.
Yeah, I mean, look, it depends on the type of bankruptcy you file. And for some companies, filing for bankruptcy to restructure a lot of things or a lot of debt or whatever it might be can be a way to save the company. So I don't really know. All I saw was the fucking headline of Hooters filed for bankruptcy. I have no actual idea about it, but I don't think it means it's the end.
What's the last time you were at a Hooters on it? I can't remember the last time I was there. It's been a while. Yeah.
The last time I was at a Hooters might have been for a fantasy football draft in 2016 or something. To be honest, almost 8 years. Maybe. At least that I can remember.
Did you win that fantasy football?
I don't think I won that year. The year we drafted at B-Dubs, I did win. I know that. And then when I was in California, we did a big draft. Did I fucking win the league that year? I think I did. We did a big draft at the Sequan Casino. That was cool. I fucking won a radio giveaway thing. And so you had to take your entire team there for a fantasy draft. They had a bunch of fucking food, all that shit at the Indian Reservation Casino. It was awesome.
Did you guys play in that league where the person that got last place has to get like a weird tattoo? Yeah, see that?
We typically didn't do any kind of crazy punishments like that. It was enough just to finish last and have everybody shit on you, call you a fucking retard. That's enough of a punishment.
That's good enough.
Josh C. Jay would laugh at the plus-size park hoppers falling down the stairs at Disneyland.
If you watch the latest park hopping vlog, I actually bumped into them. Put them in the video.
I saw the park hopping Instagram liked one of the plus size park hoppers videos they made recently. Big fans. Bullet Shepherd, Jay Cripple Mocker 3PO.
It's not mocking. It's just
that rolls right off the tongue.
It's just, yeah.
The Trillis, Jay giggles at people with gout. Brian,
does anybody here have gout? You remember that was a big thing? Sorry.
I mean, I don't know if I've ever met anyone that has gout, but no, that's not true. One person I knew, an older person, had fucking gout in their feet. I don't even know what it fucking means.
Is it like they have like extra fluid or something? I don't know what it is either.
It doesn't sound
like, what
good.
A crazy thing to say. How you doing today, man? Man, I got gout.
My gout's acting up. I don't know. Brian Grumps, Jay's favorite comedy show is the Paralympics.
I can't watch.
Calioth for 2. All the hot women are on OnlyFans now, making millions. Actually, I think the average person, like of all the OnlyFans creators, I believe kind of like the average, obviously there's some people that are making an obscene amount of money on there. The average is like $90 or $100 a month. So if you think about all the people that are on there, the average person is making that. So I suppose it's up to you whether that's worth your dignity or not. But like I said, if I get 20 grand a month, I'd be fucking jerking off for everybody to see. Are you kidding me? No doubt about it. Grand Admiral Adam, my main issue with the Darth Plagueis novels, they reinforce the stupid Filoni retcon of Darth Maul being from Dathomir. That is one of the things I don't like about it. But yes. John Papadeserio for 5. Captain Brave New World should have been an Avengers movie with all those tie-ins. Red Hulk is a villain when they needed Savage Hulk to fight him. It would have been interesting, huh? But no, Captain America can just take down Hulk. No problem.
I'm assuming in this timeline, we still are dealing with the Endgame Hulk. You know, smart Hulk, I guess.
Professor Hulk, I believe.
Yeah, so he probably wouldn't do much of fighting anyway. He got beat up by She-Hulk in the series, so he's probably not that, I don't know.
Well, it's probably a good transition, Jay, to let us talk about Captain America, Brave New World. We've been talking about this movie for a while now, about the outlook, about the box office projections, and then after the first weekend, it seemed like every mainstream media outlet was saying exactly the same thing. Despite this movie opening well below something like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, every mainstream outlet and every shill site, every Stan site, all these places, they were saying, wow, what an incredible opening for Captain America, Brave New World. This is just so stunning and brave. Look at it. It almost made as much in its opening weekend as Captain America, Winter Soldier from 11 years ago, when ticket prices were half of what they were for this specific movie. But nobody wanted to pay attention to the reality that this movie was tracking worse than Quantumania, the reality that with the box office reception, with the word of mouth, with all these things, it was likely going to track similar to Quantumania. We talked about it here on this channel, Jay, you and me, just a few days ago, about what it would probably look like. And what do you know? Here we are. Box office, Captain America Brave New World suffers 68% drop in its second weekend at the box office. That's good enough for third worst of all time. Celebrate the Black Captain America. He's almost breaking records. Not the records you want to break, though. Captain America bombs at the box office, grossing $28.3 million domestically in its second weekend, a 68% drop. The third biggest drop in MCU history, behind the Marvels at 78% and Ant-Man Quantumania at 70%. Who could have predicted this, Jay? Who could possibly have said that this was likely the trajectory that it was going to have?
I don't know, because I saw tweets out there saying what might, like last week, say, my gosh, it looks like people actually are liking this film. Turns out people do want to see a black Captain America.
Yeah, imagine being this retard. Turns out people do want to see a black Captain America. The movie's going to fucking bomb. The movie's going to be an embarrassing disaster.
First week was marketing. Second week was word of mouth. That's what happened to Captain America.
And the first weekend wasn't good.
No, it wasn't.
We have to continue to point this out, right? Like, you have to take these things into consideration. You have to take in inflation, ticket prices, all this stuff. When you're comparing an $88, $89 million opening weekend, a traditional 3-day weekend for Brave New World versus the Winter Soldier $95 million opening 11 years ago, it should be pointed out that ticket prices for this movie were over $15 per ticket on average, whereas ticket prices for Winter Soldier were closer to $8 on average. So when you actually look at the number of people that went, nearly 12 million people in America went to see Winter Soldier on opening weekend, compared to about 5.5 to 6 million for Captain America Brave New World. That's a pretty fucking important difference when you're trying to make these comparisons.
Listen, they knew this movie was going to bomb. That's why they didn't release it during the blockbuster season, which is typically summer or Christmas viewing. They just dumped it in February. So trying to hope anything would happen in this film. It doesn't really have much competition. So they probably looked at that as well. They're like, what weekends or what month can we put it in that won't have a lot of competition? So maybe we possibly could break even. What I really love about this whole thing is the break even number that all those important sites were sharing like last week, saying it only had a $180 million budget. Don't be saying it didn't, because we know the truth, and it only needs to break what for. I don't know what the
425 is the number they're throwing out, which is bullshit anyway.
But it might not even hit that number.
Yeah, even if the budget was around 180 million, 425 is not the break-even point. That it's just laughable at this point, because this movie had at a minimum $100 million in marketing. This movie needs, at a minimum, best case possible scenario, even given the lying budget they're telling us, $550 million, maybe more, to break even.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It is now going to struggle probably to get to that 425. The reason being, after 2 weekends, Captain America Brave New World sits at $289 million. Let's round up for him and say $290 million. I will continue to bring it back to Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, because it's important to do so, because these movies were both released on the same exact holiday weekend 2 years apart, which is why it's probably pretty telling what way one's tracking and how one's going to go. That ended up for $63 million worldwide. Captain America Brave New World, after 2 weekends, at $290. Where was Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania after the same 2 weekends? Well, don't worry. I've got the data. This is from almost exactly 2 years ago. Cocaine Bear sniffs up 23 million. Ant-Man 3 suffers massive 69% drop.
Okay.
Globally, the movie has generated 364 million. Right? So we're looking at a $75 million difference right now between where Ant-Man was and where Captain America Brave New World is. This is the reason that all these fucking shill cocksucking sites didn't want to compare it to Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, because they knew it wouldn't be a good look. But that is the most accurate comparison. And with all that in mind, this movie is now going to struggle to even get to $400 million. That's how bad this is. It's pathetic.
They must have thought, like, Disney must have thought, like, well, I know we'll at least hit 425. So let's just throw a number out there for them all to grab. And, we won't look so, it won't look so bad if it doesn't hit it,
I think
we'll blame something else. I don't know. We'll blame it on something, but whatever it is. And now it's like, it's funny that they might not even hit that. So
I think internally, well, obviously they know they've spent $350 million on this thing, but I think internally they probably thought they'd be in that $430 million range. And I think they put that out there so that they could at some point say, hey guys, we broke even, don't worry. And it's going to be really fucking pathetic when it doesn't even hit that.
Yep. Yep. And then we got Snow White coming up next.
Oh, we're going to talk about that
Thunderbolts. Yeah. So interesting.
God, fuck the media. It's doing really bad in China as well. Look at this.
Imagine my shock.
In China's box office, also hit hard by negative word of mouth, Captain America Brave New World crashed and burned, grossing just $1.4 million on its second 3-day weekend. A shocking 87% drop from opening weekend.
Negative word of mouth. That's the killer right there. I mean, people are telling everyone that this movie stinks.
It has a worse audience score than the Marvels.
Why? Isn't the Rotten Tomato score high though for its I guess word of mouth?
Look,
it's like 80%, right? Is it like around 80?
I've tried to explain this multiple times when it comes to the new way that Rotten Tomatoes is with its verified audience reviews.
I apologize, I forgot.
Right? So it is sitting around 80%. But you have to consider now the context in which these things are. It's only people, it's only people that have gone to see it, only people that have bought tickets, connected to Fandango, all that shit. With the current state of the MCU, that means that it has to be people who have seen all the crap come out, burned time and time again. They see all the marketing for the movie, and they're still willing to go and give it a chance and watch it, which is an increasingly smaller number. Day by day, release by release. But the chances that those people, after seeing all this shit, are going to go in and probably have a positive view of the movie, much more likely than the average audience member like us who's sitting at home and saying, this looks terrible. I'm not going to fucking waste my money on this shit. Right? So it's important to know that when it comes to current Rotten Tomatoes, that everybody has actually seen that movie, and the people that actually are going out there and actually connecting their Fandango, they're much more likely to like it than the people who have said this looks like shit. I'm staying home and waiting for somebody I trust to review it. But that 80% score, you know what that's very similar to? Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, The Marvels, all the movies that now blow it out of the water, right, in terms of box office. Deadpool and Wolverine had like a 97%. Spider-Man No Way Home had like a 98% audience score. So those things really have to be looked at as almost grading on a curve now. Now, when it comes to streaming shows, that's not necessarily the case because you don't have to verify anything to review a streaming show. And I'm not saying that it's right. In theory, you should only want people who have seen the movie probably to review it. All right. But once you do that, you don't have the general audience sentiment for a lot of people anymore. And I think that's why you're seeing these movies that are flopping and failing still having an 80% audience score, because quite frankly, Marvel has lost everyone. So the only people that are going anymore, the only people that are giving these things a chance are people that in all likelihood are going to like it anyway. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And of course,
go to critic list.
Oh, they're just lying. No, they're just lying. They're just fake reviews. I'm giving you a pretty reasonable explanation as to why those numbers are the way that they are.
And they keep changing it just to, they just hate those negative numbers on that site, don't they?
They do. They do.
Go to critic list. Put your review up.
Yeah, but you can still go to places like Critic List. You can still go to places like Metacritic, others, things like that that don't require the verification. And you can see how it's doing on those. And it probably looks extremely different. Lance for 199. Jay howls in laughter at the disabled. For shame.
Yeah, I need to do better.
Very sad, Jay. Very sad.
It's just because I could relate with him so well.
You know you're going to be them someday.
Yeah.
Storm Shadow. What did Jay rate the Ringer movie on Critic List? Did he even watch or just laugh hysterically?
I should do a review. It's pretty good. You know what's They did hire actors to play mentally challenged people in that film, though. There's only a few official mentally challenged people in that movie.
As in that, that's the one with Johnny Knoxville, right?
Yeah. I'm assuming that's the one he's talking about. Yeah, The Ringer.
That one, there's like a couple of clips out there that still made it in the movie of Johnny Knoxville laughing, like desperately trying not to break while on set. Like the one where they lie and say they were out to ice cream, and the one guy's like, "You guys got ice cream?"
Yeah, he's like, "Who the F got ice cream?"
Let's see if I can find that.
Yeah, but I don't think the guy who said that was mentally challenged. I think he was an actor playing it. They also had the guy from Galaxy Quest in there playing a mentally what's the proper word? Handicap? Am I saying it right?
I don't know.
A special person. That's where we're at.
Yeah,
Also playing a special person. I mean, they call it Special Olympics, so.
David, what the hell? I have been worried sick.
Relax, honey. I just took him to the mall to hang out.
The mall closes at 9. It's 12 o'clock.
You stopped off for ice cream. When the fuck did we get ice cream?
You can see him fucking dying laughing right there.
I could not do this. I would laugh the whole time.
You can see him laughing.
Closes at 9. It's 12 o'clock.
You stopped off for ice cream. When the fuck did we get ice cream?
David.
Maybe we should do that for our Monday show on Drunk 3PO when we do fun films. Do that.
There you go. Jessica Lindstorm's Secret Racism. Olive Garden sucks. Dude, Olive Garden is badass, bro.
You get that all-you-can-eat bread?
Yeah, come on. Fuck off. Blake Barrett for 5. FNT should have its own EU. Cobra Cast, RK Outpost, Shadiversary, etc. are required to understand FNT. Who am I kidding? Nobody understands those tards. It's kind of how fucking Geeks and Gamers is, to be honest with you. The fucking dumb, retarded, stupid numbers and nicknames and memes and shit basically is fucking Geeks and Gamers. So 2 Eyes Strong for 5. I had gout from drinking only flavored water. Some artificial sweeteners can cause it in high amounts. It's excess uric acid in your joints. It hurts. Can't believe you're laughing at someone that had gout, Jay.
I wasn't laughing at gout.
Ministry of Wrong Thing for 5. I love it when a chick on X goes, "Know your worth, ladies." And there's an OF link in their bio showing 30% off sale.
Yeah, Jeremy, listen. Jeremy gave me like a big speech on how he's not going to argue with people on Twitter and all that stuff, that he's moving past it. What do I see this weekend? He's arguing with an OnlyFans girl on Twitter. Oh, there you go. Who?
An OnlyFans girl.
Yeah. She called him an idiot, and he goes, "You better spell it correctly. I dot."
Yeah, literally, you would have to know deep fucking lore for fucking Geeks and Gamers to even understand what the fuck Jeremy said. So yes, it's literally quite literally exactly like that for Geeks and Gamers. Andre CR 2026 Paralympics watch party with Jay on locals.
When does that come out anyway? They do it every year, I think.
Blake
Barrett, is it called Paralympics now? I thought it was Special Olympics. Oh well.
I think it might be para, but I don't think they do it every year. Don't they do it like the Olympics?
I don't know. I don't know anything. Let me look it up.
Can you imagine somebody with no legs fucking doing the bobsled, just fucking hopping like a little nugget, trying to get that thing started, push that thing.
The Paralympics, I think, are people that are just like crippled. The Special Olympics are for, special people.
They got one for physical disabilities and one for mental disabilities.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's, yeah.
Blake Barrett for 2. Captain America, stunning and brave. New World. Angst Kitten for $5 informs us on what's actually going on with Eden. FYI, Eden released at a film festival in September 2024, but still has no U.S. distributor. It releases in Germany April 2025, but there's no U.S. release. Sad.
Oh,
That's
okay.
crazy that you have a cast like that, and they haven't found anyone to release it in the United States. So we get a fucking German goddamn trailer. The Trillis for $1.99. Heard Captain Clarence beat Red Hulk in a rap battle. Maybe.
I love that, man. That's all I could think about was Clarence. Pretty funny.
Samwise GG for 2. Ryan, what would you rate Galaxy Quest? I like Galaxy Quest. It's fun. I watched it all the time when I was a kid. Never give up. Never surrender. It's been a long time since I watched it, so I don't even know if I can give like an adequate rating on it just because it's been that long, but I really like Galaxy Quest. It's fun. DL for 10. Can someone bring me up on the G&G lore regarding Jay? Why does he talk so slow? Is it a bit? That's just the way he talks. What do you mean? I think I just talk really fast. I think Jay talks pretty normal speed. Wouldn't you say?
I guess.
Minister, you're wrong.
Wait, there's two things here. Is it slow like is in slow motion or slow as in dumb? Like, which one are you referring to?
I think obviously when he says, why does he talk so slow? I think he means it's the cadence of the voice.
Oh, okay.
The speed. I don't think
yeah,
he's
man.
necessarily...
Man, I just mosey along in life. That's all I do.
Except your morning walks. They're brisk.
Exactly. They are pretty brisk. I only got like 5 minutes to make it around the block.
Ministry of Wrong Thing. Which monkey movie is going to make more? I did not say that. Do not attribute that quote to me. Matt Stranger. Eagles decline invitation to White House. So fucking gay. I made a video about that on Sports Wars this morning. Tobias for 5. As a fur with autism, depression, and anxiety disorder, I'd rather have people laughing at or with me than pitying me. The pity just makes it worse. Well, good news for you, Tobias. I'm not going to pity you. So you don't have to worry about that when it comes to me. Have you ever thought that maybe there's a connection between all these things and your furdom? Maybe you reject that part of your life.
In your furdom?
Yeah. It ain't gonna cure your fucking autism, but maybe rejecting this furry obsession you have
in your furdom,
like maybe that'll help your anxiety and your depression. I'm not a medical doctor, so I don't know. Jay's secret abandoned Asian wife for 5. Jay, when you expect to be home? I make butter noodles just the way you like.
We got some tariff problems, so I might not make it for a little while. Sorry.
You big into butter noodles?
Sure.
Okay.
Do they like ramen noodles? I don't know.
Well, I think they would just be cooked noodles with a bunch of butter slathered all over them.
That sounds pretty good.
That doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah.
But you brought up Snow White earlier, Jay.
Yes.
Should we talk about Snow White?
Yeah, coming out next month.
It's less than a month away. Less than a month away until Snow White, the bastardized live action version of Snow White starring Rachel Zegler as the titular character. And it's not projected to do very well at the box office. As of right now, it's projected to open less than we saw Little Mermaid open a few years ago. And because of this, maybe, because of all the negativity surrounded, because every single thing they put out gets absolutely ratioed into oblivion, looks like Disney's trying a new approach, Jay. They're desperately trying to connect this to the original animated version, but I don't think fans are really believing what they're selling. Disney shifts Snow White marketing strategy to include clips from the original 1937 animated movie, but fans aren't buying it. Take a look at this, Jay. They put this over on Twitter.
Go back to the classics.
Magic mirror on the wall.
Who's the fairest one of all?
They tried to
Look,
say this is
guys.
going to be an exact replica of the cartoon.
Yeah, you know, this, if they had started off with this, if this had been the marketing strategy from the beginning, maybe this would have worked pretty fucking well. You know what the problem is? You have dumbass Rachel Zegler out there talking about all the ways that this movie's not going to be like the original. It's not 1937 anymore, and evidently so, right?
Yeah.
These are all the things we heard immediately about this. And, you know, it's funny because they'll even go and they put this out here as well. They will hide replies from people that are just the original animated version. Like, this is a hidden reply from Disney. The original Snow White. Just a GIF. Not shitting on them. I saw My Nerdy Home put this out, and hers got, right, the original will always be superior. At least that's referencing the original being better than this.
Yeah, but
one.
that's everybody says that about any remake that they like. The original's always better.
But this person
would
doesn't
they
even
hide
say
that?
that. They just put a clip of Snow White.
I know.
And it gets hidden by Disney. How fucking soft and pathetic.
Pretty bad.
And they have this behind the scenes featurette where they're like trying to be like, oh, look at how much honor we paid to this. It's also getting fucking ratioed, right? It does not matter what they do at this point. It's done. It's over. Do you want to watch some of this with me?
Yeah.
The original Snow White, it didn't break the mold, it created the mold. Somehow Walt Disney connects to something inside of us, a kind of childlike wonder and optimism.
There's so much from this animated movie that we have taken from and used in our own.
Not the story, though. Not the fucking story. You have clips here and clips there of recreation, but not the fucking story. It's weird, isn't it?
A lot of it with the design of the costumes and the designs of the set pieces.
Action.
First day I was shooting, I was a little nervous because I'm doing something that is so iconic. All of a sudden, I'm the evil queen and I get to say that?
Magic mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest one of all?
We started working on the different looks for the evil queen, and the amount of research that Sandy Powell, our costume designer, showed, it was like magic.
This is based on the original iconic look of the Evil Queen, and I think it's a really striking look.
It's a human.
What did you think I was?
Nothing.
Ghost.
When you think about Snow White, there's so much iconography.
Your bickering won't fix a thing, so whistle while you work.
Its place in history is very specific and incredibly powerful, and we wanted to honor it.
Whistle while you work.
It's an absolutely beautiful homage to a film that continues to mean so much to people.
The story is fantastic. The music is incredible. And I can't wait for the world to see it.
Yeah, Disney magic.
Disney magic.
Magic, huh?
Jay, I think it'd be Disney magic if this movie ends up making money.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be the real Disney magic. Look at the comments. Gal Gadot's the only reason I watched the video. Zegler is scary. I'm rooting for Gal Gadot and the Poison Apple. I sincerely pray Gal Gadot wins. End of the movie. Gal Gadot and the handsome prince live happily ever after. Disney, please make Gal Gadot win and we will forgive you everything. Gal Gadot is our princess. Go evil queen. Everyone's rooting for you.
Wild, man. I'm surprised she didn't say free Palestine at the end of the video.
I don't think Disney would have put it in their promotional video.
Yeah, it's not looking good there, Rachel. I the other thing too is like I you know, sometimes when a film is coming out, there are some sort of excitement for certain people that they're ready to see this film, things like that. It's like you don't even see that. It's mostly people laughing and just like this is going to be a disaster. There's nothing that they could do at this point to try to trick people into going to see the film, I guess. So if they weren't
PR nightmares we've ever seen, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Because in and of itself, right, if you just in a vacuum, if somebody showed me that video, it would be like, okay, it looks like they really care about it and looks like they really want to recreate it and stuff like that. But it's ratioed to hell. The reason it's ratioed to hell is because we know that's not the case. We know we have all this stuff from Rachel Zegler about her fucking talking about all the things they're changing, all the differences between this one and the last one, why they changed this, why they changed that. That didn't go over very well.
No.
So they're desperately trying to convince people they're honoring the past. They're not trying to modernize it. But that's exactly what they're doing.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like it didn't help. You know, she came out right out of the gate saying, "Man, the whole being saved by a prince is weird," and like it just nothing that she's done has helped. Even that whole like free Palestine stuff that she was pushing, while you know, Gal Gadot is like pro-Israel. It's like that. All that stuff is just. It ain't helping, man. Like if you're trying to get people to watch the film, causing more controversy than it needs to be. So I guess time will tell. Early predictions don't look that great. And then I guess what will happen is word of mouth, you know, word of mouth. If it's decent, or will people just be like, you know, it's a Disney film. It'll end up on streaming in a month after it's released anyway. So what's the point? And yeah, a March release is interesting because, you know, if that's something you want to take your children to go see, they're still in school unless they're hoping for like some of the early spring break, you know, taking kids to go see it during that time. So that's kind of interesting. The release time is interesting to me, like March. I would think they would do it more when like there was no school. So
it got delayed right into that timetable.
That is true. It did get delayed.
Yeah, so that might be one of the reasons as well. Because they were supposed to do reshoots on this movie, and like they got in like 1 or 2 days of reshoots, and then the strike happened.
Right. So they had to push it back.
And those pickup shots you saw at that one point were actually stand-in actors. Right, it wasn't actually Rachel Zegler in there. It wasn't actually the people that are playing. They were stand-in actors. So I don't know. I don't know.
What a mess. I'm waiting for the press tour, if they even have one. They should be starting it soon. I'm assuming
in the next couple weeks. Yeah.
I wonder if they'll bring Gal Gadot and Zegler out together to do press.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they'll be. I am sure that for those things, they will be perfectly fine for those. You know what I mean?
I guess we say that, but the press tours from Disney haven't been the best.
I think that they will realize that, hey, we need to make this work for whatever. And even though they might have like completely different political opinions, so they're still just working together. I think it'll be all right. Paul Ward, Jay seems to be one chromosome from being a special person. Am I doing this right? Love you guys.
Yes. Thank you for the super chat.
Thanks, Paul. DeBeast, butter noodles is an autism thing. Jay has Downs. That's why he left you, woman. Respect his disability. Jay, I got you, bro. Remain blessed, all.
Aloha.
Is that a autism thing? People who like just buttered noodles?
You make spaghetti and just put butter on it?
I mean, I think that's like, I've always thought that that's a little strange. I would rather have like, bro, give me some fucking marinara sauce. Give me some Alfredo. Like, yeah, a plain ass buttered noodle, I guess it's fine, but I would rather want something else. Grizzly Nightmare. Do not ask my nerdy home about the human litter box.
Noted.
Do my best not to ask that. Empty-headed. I smell it. I smell a chat music part 4 in the works now.
Probably.
Koraheen for 70 South African dollars. This promo of Snow Diversity is a cringe and desperate attempt to make up for their graping of this story. Also, Beardo turns gay bananas straight. Chad energy. And Jeremy is a fig from a banana tree. Thank you, Cordahin. No wife 3PO for $1. Jay, I did not know that well, I shouldn't say that. I did know that was going to be a thing. I feel like as soon as you said that, you could tell by the face I made that I knew it was going to be a thing.
See how long it lasts.
Yeah. Before we end, I do want to show one other thing that Jay sent me. And that's Popeye.
Oh, yes.
There's a new Popeye movie coming out. Are you excited about this, Jay?
I hate it. I don't know. I hope it's I'm sure it's gonna be like that Winnie the Pooh horror film.
The Legend of Popeye haunts a group of friends as they intend to open a summer camp in this trailer for Popeye's Revenge. Here we go.
It all started with a scream.
You know, he's coming when the fog rolls in. It was 15 years ago, the little boy.
Is the audio low to you?
It's low.
All right, give me a second. Let me boost it on this side. Another trailer Jay sent me that he didn't watch beforehand.
I watched this one.
Let's see. There's my volume booster. All right, this should be better. Let's try this.
It all started with a scream.
You know, he's coming when the fog rolls in.
It's just as low.
15 years ago, the little boy they called Popeye drowned. Let's see if Popeye's ghost wants to play with May.
I think I just saw someone.
What are you doing driving down here? There's nothing down here apart from an abandoned old house.
Yeah, Popeye's house, sir. My parents own the place.
Is this Popeye?
I don't know. They're investigating Popeye's old house. What the freak, dude?
Bro, the acting is peak. Peak.
Now that is an eyesore.
You know you're gonna get to see this chick's tits at some point.
Yeah. They're already.
Those are popping out. No doubt about it.
Look at him, forearms.
It's coming to get you.
What are you?
The spinach.
He's
Popeyes. Where's olive oil?
Bro, this looks legitimately fucking awful.
But so did the Winnie the Pooh film, and they made 3 of them so far. You know why? Because this movie probably cost like $50,000 to make. It'll make like $2 million, and they'll just make $1 million, and they'll keep
Look
making.
at those
more.
arms, Jay. Those forearms. Imagine how much time this dude has spent jacking off in the woods by himself. That's how you get forearms like that. What is this right here?
Popeye doesn't have copyright claim anymore, so
Yeah.
public
And that's why it's
domain.
being
So they
made.
immediately make a horror film.
Immediately make a $3 horror film, Popeye's Revenge. At least you're probably going to see tits in it, so
Yeah, that's one thing.
hey, go check it out. Space Digger. It's all because Jay doesn't wipe.
Wow.
Snacks for 2. What's more annoying, Zegler or bad Taco Bell order? Bad Taco Bell order.
Yeah.
Ministry of Wrong Thing for $1.99. Just got a scam call and the ID said your friend. Okay. Tobias, how the hell do you look at Popeye and think horror film? Make a movie about him being a heroic Navy sailor like he's supposed to be. Horror movies are cheap and very profitable.
Yeah.
And really fucking easy. Because people have very low expectations. So, but yeah, I suppose that's why. So high equals tall and ho equals annoying. See you next Tuesday. Hi ho. Maybe.
See you next Tuesday.
All right, guys. I think, well, let me make sure we're caught up.
Another daily in the books.
Another daily.
And we showed
in the
two
books.
of my teaser trailers. Man, look at that. I'm putting in the
one
work.
of them was actually in English. The other was dubbed German. If it had just been German, straight up German, it wouldn't have been like as funny. But because it was dubbed German, that's what made it really funny. But what do you got going on, Jay? You guys reviewing a movie later on?
Yeah, we're doing Galaxy Quest. Also, Park Hoppin' live stream at 3:00 on the Park Hoppin' channel with me and Krista and a few other guests. And then at 6 on Drunk 3PO, we'll be doing with the group Galaxy Quest.
That's right. Dude, Tony Shalhoub, Alan Rickman, Tim Allen.
It was a great film. I gave it like a 95.
It's a great movie.
It's pretty funny. Especially like the thing is now, like, especially like working in those Comic-Cons, it just made it a little more like funnier. So
yeah, it's awesome. It's great. So we'll have fun with that. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us today, and we will be back tomorrow. And I'll give you another thumbnail to complain about tomorrow. Hope everybody has a good day, and we will talk to you later. Bye, everybody.